Please welcome Michael Bublé.
Hello, industry, family, all the people that I love. I would like to say, I'm not sure if it was mentioned, but what a thrill it is to be sitting with the Honorable Jean Chrétien, Prime Minister. I think it means a lot to many of us that you took your valuable time to be here. Tonight I have the honor, please shut up. I didn't mean that. That didn't come out right. I flew for 5 hours on Air Canada, in economy. That's great. I missed this so much. I'm here to talk about one of my favorite subjects, and I think one of Canada's greatest entertainers, one of our greatest treasures, Mr. Paul Anka. Quite often when people do these award shows and they present something to someone, they make it about themselves, which I think reeks of insecurity. It's weak. There's no need for me to tell you that I'm an international megastar or that I'm an actor. This is about Paul. If you know Paul, you know he's a force of nature. He is living proof that when talent and burning desire meet hard work and opportunity, there's nothing that can't be accomplished. He is proof that a human being can be dedicated to their profession and still put their family before everything else. And he is proof the stature of a man cannot be judged by his size. No, that was not a height joke. It wasn't. Paul is big in all the right places, trust me. I meant his heart, people. Wow. I have learned a lot from Mr. Anka, and I would advise any young artist to spend as much time with him as they could so that a morsel of what he knows could be passed on to them, a morsel of what he's forgotten. In a business, and you know this as well as anyone, or maybe better than anyone, in a business full of so much bullshit, Paul Anka is the real deal. He does the business. You know what I'm talking about. This man stood shoulders to shoulders with my idols, with Frank, with Sammy and Dean, and I'm sure the stories that he has and doesn't tell you would be bestsellers. I believe the only thing that we might question is how many people Paul has had killed. I don't know the number. I don't think any of us know the number. I have no idea as well how old Paul is right now, but I will guarantee the story of Justin Bieber 2.0 is nowhere near finishing. I've had the great pleasure of being with Paul when he discovers a young talent, when he discovers a song, when he discovers a great restaurant. I believe that it's this wonderful sense of childhood. It's wonderment. It's what I see in my boys. And this is why he moves, he attacks the day, he never stops. Finding a new genre of music. Trust me when I tell you, I know I'm here because Paul is my friend. Paul has been amazing with me. But as well as I know Paul, you will never get used to Paul Anka calling you and saying, "Oh my God, that Drake dropped some fat beats. Honestly. This dude's flow is totally sick." And I'm not joking. That is real. Paul is the Benjamin Button of crooners. And he's just getting younger. His curiosity and his drive are infectious. He is truly unrelenting. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very proud that I was asked to be here, that I could be here for a friend and a guy that means a lot to me, and I know means a lot to you as well. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Paul Anka. We have a little video to show.
Paul Anka.
Paul Anka.
Paul Anka.
Paul Anka-san.
And now, Paul Anka.
Oh, my shoulder, and they called it puppy love. I'm just a lonely boy, lonely and blue. I'm all alone, I got nothing to do.
As a young boy, I was very interested in music from the age of 12 on. By the time I hit 16, I figured out I was not going to play hockey that I loved because I stopped growing at 5'6". And I started making the rounds. I wound up at ABC Paramount Records. And that's where my life changed right there.
Let's go back to the 50s. First song ever wrote. Remember this one? I'm so young and you're so old.
Let's go back to a man who did this in 1957 with a song called Diana at 16, which became a worldwide smash hit. And here we are, some 60 years later, with the biggest artist in the world being from Canada, and we stand on the shoulders of this giant.
To honestly sit here and tell you that I know how it all happened at that age, other than being very hungry, liking what I did, there was always this gnawing in my brain. This was a God-given gift.
I'm full of pride, I suppose. I'll say it loud, say it loud. I am proud.
Paul Anka is an enigma to most people in this business. He cares. He cares about his art craft. He cares about what the songs he writes. He really does care, and I dig him.
I did it my way.
I wound up in Vegas working these clubs and became very successful. And one of the guys that, I admired a lot was Frank Sinatra.
Yes, there were times I'm sure you knew when I bit off more than I could chew.
Art has no time, and age isn't a factor. And my whole take on music has always been be open-minded.
Put your head on my shoulder. Hold me in your arms, baby.
I love the longevity that he has. I don't know how many other artists have gone through the decades that he has.
This is it. Here I stand.
I reintroduced myself to Michael because I knew him as a kid. And here we are today with me singing with Michael Jackson.
Here I stand with the light of the world up you grand.
A mentor, a writer, arranger, performer, and singer. An all-around good guy, and most importantly, a good friend.
Not only did we make music together, but I also learned so much from you about the business part of music.
If you take the harmony, I'll go up higher. Sing on 5/5.
Okay.
That's the low part, and you're about 5/9. So you can take the high part.
You got it.
Okay.
That's a deal.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Paul. Congratulations on this great honor. We wish that we were there to celebrate with you, but we will have to wait until you get home.
She's all you ever wanted, the kind of like to put and take to dinner. She's got style and grace, lights up a place, she's a winner. 'Cause she's a lady, whoa, 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 she's a lady. She's a lady, and that lady's something fine.
We both love Canada so much, and I know this award means so much to you.
Paul, a heartfelt congratulations. So very, very well deserved.
You are a true Canadian national treasure and icon. You've been doing it for so long, and you still do it better than most people.
You're unbelievable. You deserve this award. Put it on top of the countless others that you got, and congratulations.
Congratulations on being elected to the Canadian Hall of Fame in music. But in my mind, you've always been a great human being.
One of the greatest artists of our century, and today still as relevant as ever been before.
He's been a pal for for many, many years now. And I want to say that he has done it his way. It's very appropriate that that song is identified with him because Paul is Paul, and he's going to continue to do it his way.
But more, much more than this, you did it your way.
You have truly done it your way, and I am honored and blessed to have been part of this wonderful journey with you.
Paul, congratulations.
Love you, Paul. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, the real deal, and the Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, Mr. Paul Anka.
Wow. Is that other microphone alive over there? Let me get that other microphone if you don't mind. Rick, can you get me that microphone, please? Wow, thank you so much. Special night for me. Very special night for me. Thank you. I want to thank my very dear friend, Michael Bublé. I'm so proud of him. He is indeed the real deal. I've been around a lot of artists in my life, spent a lot of time with them. I'm so proud of this young man and how he's conducted himself and the talent that he brings for all of us to share. Michael Bublé. Michael, I thank you for all the kind words spoken from the heart. Exactly as I wrote them. And a great big thank you to the Canadian broadcast and music industry for lowering their standards just this once and honoring me with this Lifetime Achievement Award. A lot of people I have to thank. I won't name them all. Randy Lennox, everyone at Universal all those years, Tyson, Sean, my friend of many years, Prime Minister Chrétien, George Cope, Artie Rabin, my friend from New York, and his family. They're all here tonight. I thank all of you so much for your support. When someone decides to give you a Lifetime Achievement Award, it kind of suggests that might be as good a time as any to take a look at the life they are honoring and see where you came from, where you are, and hopefully where you are heading. Wherever I am now, I'm keenly aware that I'm closer now to the end than to the beginning. When you're young and you're fearless, and the world is spread out before you like a glorious treasure map, you focus on the most important person in your life, yourself. Looking back, let me say that one fact that has always been a constant part of my life, and will always be, is the fact that I was blessed to be born and raised here in Canada. The values and the heritage that came with being a Canadian are the kind that always keep you in good standing, no matter where you find yourself in the world. Whenever I get the chance to return to this glorious country, I know I will be welcomed and treated, not as a visitor, but as a native son. And that's reassuring. I left Canada when I was a teenager to seek my fortune in the frightening world of show business. I was extremely fortunate to find success at the brash and optimistic age of 15 with a song called Diana. Even at that tender age, I somehow had a sophistication that enabled me to write songs with profound lyrical content. Here's just a sample. I'm so young and you're so old. This, my darling, I've been told. And this, you and I will be as free as the birds up in the trees. Oh, please stay by me, Diana. Now, I remember when that record came out, a music critic wrote that it sounded like something that was written by a 16-year-old. I took it as a compliment because at the time, I was 15 years old. Soon, other compliments came my way when I wrote Puppy Love at 17. One critic called it a real dog. After that, I recorded Put Your Head on My Shoulder, and a thoughtful critic wrote, someone should tell the young Mr. Anka where he should put his head. Writing for my friend Tom Jones, he sang, she's a lady. Whoa, whoa, whoa. One review said, in Mr. Anka's latest effort, he brings woe to an entire new level. And the hits kept coming on. You're having my baby. That one had the immortal observation, you're a woman in love, and I love what it's doing to you. I treasure the response that came from a woman who wrote, here's what it's doing to me. It's added 50 pounds, given me stretch marks, morning sickness, and a shape like I'm smuggling watermelons. Thanks a lot. I wrote back, you're welcome. While we're on the subject of children, when I look back or straight ahead, I must acknowledge that even more than career success and awards, having 6 children, happy, healthy, loving children, they've given me more delight and contentment than I probably ever deserved. I'd like to take this moment to acknowledge 2 people who I love very much. They're here tonight. My wife, Lisa, and my son, Ethan, right over there. They sure keep me young. Yes, young. I watch what I eat. I work out. Diet, diet, diet. I've been on Jenny Craig more than Mr. Craig. And I don't know if you guys saw the Globe and Mail yesterday. The Globe and Mail declared that I was the most fit entertainer who's ever won this award. And let me tell you, it pays to be treated by Donald Trump's personal physician. If I may be allowed a moment or two to share with you some things that I have learned. When success comes to you early on, it's practically impossible to avoid 2 things. 2 things that'll happen. 1, your head will swell, and 2, it will be turned. Both happened to me. But as I grew older and hopefully wiser, I tried to learn from the great performers who came before me, and those who are still active and successful beyond their years. What I learned from the masters was they all could touch an audience in a sincere and positive way. And by doing so, they were always welcome on the stages all over the world, no matter how styles were changed. Nothing is more indicative to that as today, these changing styles that we have in our music industry. Speaking of that, I'm working with a brilliant young artist who is as hot as you can get right now. A fellow young Canadian, and his name is Drake. We recorded something that'll be released out in June, and that's all I can tell you. But man, was it fun. To wrap up here, there's some things I learned on this remarkable journey leading to this wonderful night. I've touched on the past, I've given a nod to the present. I'd like to address the future. Not only mine, but that of all of us. And it comes down to a simple question. What really matters? When it comes to an end, wealth, fame, power will shrivel to irrelevance. It will not matter what you owned or what you owed. Grudges, resentments, frustrations, and jealousies will all disappear, as well as your hopes, your plans, your ambitions, and your to-do lists. Things like wins and losses that once seemed so vital will simply fade away. Your gender, your skin color, your looks, your intelligence will have no relevance at that point. So what really matters? What will matter is not your success, but your significance. What will matter is not what you learned, but what you taught. What will matter is every act of integrity, compassion, courage, or sacrifice that enriched, empowered, or encouraged others to emulate your example. But what will matter is not your competence, but your character. What will matter is not how many people you knew, but how many will feel a lasting love when you are gone. What will matter is not your memories, but the memories that live in those who loved you. What will matter is how long you will be remembered, by whom, and for what. Living a life that matters does not happen by accident. It is not a matter of circumstance. It's a matter of choice. I hope by this recognition you've given me tonight, you're saying that in your opinion, I have tried to live a life that matters.
Anecdotes about Paul Anka from people that you know and love, but I would like to share a personal story as someone you don't know or love at all. This is a true story. My mother was in a hotel lobby in Edmonton years ago, and who does she spot but Paul Anka drinking a cocktail? So as a lifelong fan, she approaches you, and you don't call security. You talk to her. You take a picture with her, and you give tickets to her and all of her friends to your show that night. And Paul...
I'll be in Las Vegas next week. Bring the family down. They'll be my guest at the Wynn.
Paul! I mean... Not only will I take you up on that, but because I've never been in the same room as you or met you, I just wanted to say, thanks, Dad.
You got off easy.
Paul Anka, everybody, that's our show. Congratulations to all of our award winners and Hall of Fame inductees. I'm Jesse Cruikshank.